Welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Akvasto in Warframe. Now, these weapons aren't really that good versus those high-end enemies. Kind of like the Aklex in a sense that they're like really sort of early to mid-game weapons, and then they sort of fall off going towards that end-game point where enemies have like a lot of armor and sort of scale a lot better than, you know, they do in the early game. So the Akvasto, they definitely look cool. They have the coolness factor going for them. Pretty fast fire rate, all this other stuff. You know, pretty much no recoil at all. For some reason, my map's up there. No idea why it was like that. They're just pretty good all-around weapons. Like 12 in a magazine, not too bad, and you can fire them pretty fast, and it's all good. But in terms of damage, I'm probably gonna have to unequip my cat here. That's thinking the cat. I like putting a wizard hat on him. But yeah, so in terms of damage, these aren't necessarily the best weapons. That's my rhino build, so that's 2 derps in this video already, okay? Keep counting, guys, keep counting. There's probably a lot more to come. But yeah, in terms of damage, these are definitely not the best weapons ever. This is another crit build weapon, if you guys haven't already caught on by the mods I'm showing you guys. So Hornet Strike, Wild Fusion, Lethal Torrent, then your crit mods, and then you can throw on your elements, and then you have extra mod slot for either an element, sharpened bullets, or whatever the hell you want to throw on here. Sharpened bullets is personally one of my favorite mods to throw on, so you know, you can do what you want with it. It really doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter at the same time, because you're not realistically going to be going into high-end content with this weapon anyway. So, you know, you can throw on what you want. So, I'm basically just going to show you guys versus heavy gunners and why this weapon is pretty much useless versus armor targets. So, I do have a crucive build on right now, and I will try to aim for the enemy's head as much as possible, also while hitting them with a rhino stump so they stay in the air. But yeah, so... Okay, that was level 20. That's free derps, guys. Free derps. Okay, so a one-shot, like I said before, that basically proves my point. Like, it'll one-shot those very low-level enemies, but whenever you get up to the level 130, then you're not going to get that high. You're not going to get that high. You're not going to get that much damage, is basically what I'm trying to say here. So, you know, pretty much don't deal that much. You do get the slash proc and the crucive proc sometimes in the background there, but you're not really going to be doing much. You can also, like, spawn in the butcher, kill him to get a little bit more damage out of your hydraulic, not your hydraulic, but your sharpened bullets, and you can do that way, but you're not going to be killing enemies super fast that are high level and have a decent amount of armor, if you get what I mean. Like, it's took us that many bullets to get that guy down to, like, what, not even half health? Well, just a little bit past it, maybe, and, you know, that's us constantly hitting him in the head. We're not getting consistent crits, and even whenever we do crit, we're getting like 462 damage, which isn't ideal. Whenever you crit in a head, it's like 1,826, I think I was seeing there. But yeah, that's him finally dead. Took a little bit too long, at least for my liking. But whenever you spawn in an enemy that is obviously has no armor or something, like a corrupted ancient, like I can show you guys here. Let's just go ahead and get some ammo and energy. Go ahead, do that. And then shoot this guy in the head. Different story completely, because it has no armor, right? So this is a level 130 infested killer. Maybe even a corpus killer as well, simply because, you know, you can go ahead and throw on that magnetic damage. Why not? Let's go ahead and throw that on. So let's get our deep polarity, deep freeze, throw it in there. And then spawn in a corpus tech, like so, simulate. And then we'll go ahead, do the exact same thing to him. Up in the rhino stump, roll towards him, and start shooting at him. Once you strip those shields away, he's pretty much useless. You know, he's toast. But you know, in terms of dealing damage versus armor targets, not the best weapon. Not even that good versus corpus either, because like they do things like that where they just throw up another shield as well, and you really have to like have total control over the situation and what you're doing, I guess, to sort of make any use of weapons of this really low sort of damage type, right? So you always have to be having like a Vob and Bastille up, or a Rhino Stump, or like some form of debuff on the enemy, something that basically handicaps the enemy in some way, shape, or form to make these weapons, you know, stand out a little more. Obviously, whenever you're playing with these, just going free playing the game, you can use something like Nova, right? So if we go ahead and use my Nova build, my Nova Prime build, you know, you'll almost one-shot enemies with the M Prime debuff on the enemies, right? So if we were to go ahead and spawn in another corpus tech, I guess he might kill me actually, but you know, I'm willing to take the So, you know, if he's not crowd controlled, he'll do something like that there. He basically just deletes you, and it's not to say that this is a shit Nova build either, you know. But you really have to pick and choose your weapons carefully and your warframes, and basically how you're doing what you're doing, I guess is what I'm trying to get at here. But anyway, guys, I think I've said enough about the Akvastos. They're not really that special. You can use them against high-level infested because they mainly are slash damage, you guys can see in the stats in the bottom right-hand side right now. Not that great for puncture or impact, but they're pretty balanced as well. Kind of similar stats to the Ak Magnus in a sense. It's just not high enough crit or high enough status, so it's meh, it's okay. It's an okay weapon. I'm not going to say it's master rank fodder because it can clearly kill things pretty decently. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this weapon. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button below, and you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.